Today we're going to explore a bit about the movement of our femur bones or our thigh bones and how they articulate with the hip joint. So for optimal functioning of this movement in your legs, it's so great to have three-dimensional movement. There's a lot of different videos that we bring up, different ways to work with how the femur sits inside that hip socket. So sometimes we can have a little catch or sometimes pain or discomfort when the femur is maybe a little too forward in the joint or a little too to the side or any other possibilities. So sometimes this exercise can help level out or help balance some of the musculature around the hip joint. Let's start by checking out how your femurs or how your thigh bones like to be just in a seated position. And then you might just look at checking out your range of motion here. So obviously this may not be your full range of motion, but check out if you like a little more internal rotation or if you prefer more external rotation. And maybe for you, you're like, well, it goes fine in both directions. There's not really any pain or discomfort, in which case maybe pick the side that goes further or that has more range of movement. So for me today, I feel just a little of impingement as I move to internal rotation. So I'm going to start this thigh in the external rotation position. You want to start in the happier, more comfortable place. So holding that thigh in the external rotation, take one hand on the inside of that knee and use about 10% or less of your actual force. So this is a very small, low impact and low energy kind of move, very subtle. And gently use your hand to resist that knee coming in. And maybe you count to about 7, 8, 10 seconds or so. And then gently with that hand, follow through and let the leg go all the way into that other opposite direction. And then bring the leg back to center. And then let's have a little recheck. Did that change anything, any movement? Do you feel a little more glide? Do you feel more evenness of range of motion both ways? Mine definitely feels like there's a little more glide coming on that internal rotation place. So then let's repeat the same on the other side, checking out your leg. Same thing here, check out if you prefer internal or external rotation. Let's say on this side that you preferred the internal rotation. So start in your preference, do what feels good. And then I'm gonna kind of lifting my heel just so I can reach my knee a little bit better. But it may be that you could also do this on the floor with your knees bent as well. So check out what position feels good for you. So I'm going to start with that internal rotation and I'm going to gently push out of that position. Very gently, I'm just monitoring, resisting a little bit with this hand, and then allowing the knee to fall open. And I'm trying to pay attention to what's happening on my insides so I don't override that reflexive response. And then rechecking and noticing if you felt a change, if there's a difference in that shifting. The other way you can also play with this, if your body allows you, is to cross one ankle over one knee. So this would be a preference for internal rotation, and this would be a preference for external rotation. So whatever you prefer, hold it in that position and gently move towards the opposite direction. 7 to 10 seconds or so, 10% or less of your force, and then follow through, following all the way through to that direction you were pushing, and again, recheck your movements. If you prefer internal rotation, then your push will be coming out and then following through. So you can choose either of those versions, and then I'd advise get up, walk around, check out your hips, see how they feel. A lot of times that one helps if you've been sitting for a long time, whether it be a car or a plane ride or at your desk. It's a great thing to help open up and create a little bit more connection in the right relationship of those thigh bones to your pelvis. I hope you enjoyed exploring. Thanks so much.